Alright, now look, if you thought Storm had it rough before, think again. Because things just got way more intense. The Silver Surfer's powers have leveled up in a big way, and we don't even know what he's planning yet. That alone is a problem. Add in a super soldier snake that's freaking huge going nuts, and 4 actual storm gods coming straight for Storm. And yeah, it's chaos. One thing's clear, she's not backing down. Welcome back to Keepin' It Comic, and today we're jumping into Storm, issue number 7. Now look, this issue already starts with straight mayhem. We have 2 bodies on the floor, and who do we see coming in the distance? The Silver Surfer, who says, "You have fought well. Please allow me to borrow your weapon, to borrow your strength, and add it to mine." And boy does he get a badass makeover and upgrade. I mean, imbued with both the power cosmic and the fiery fury of Surtur's Twilight Sword, Norrin Radd is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. He has the strength to rip through a black hole cluster, the stamina to battle against a pantheon of gods for thousands of years, and the ability to traverse the vacuum of deep space at the speeds faster than light. More durable than Diamond, but nevertheless remarkably endowed with self-restoration. Yet this being, whose presence alone strikes fear into the hearts of trillions, answers to an even greater power, Galactus, the devourer of worlds. But even the cosmic ravager known as Galactus answers to another, the universe plague, the black winter, the devourer of realms, the rot storm, Ender. Enders, before they can reach our universe, must pass through the oblivion void. Many Enders who have dared try have met their swift ends, instead at the hands of the most powerful of the primortals, Oblivion. Oblivion, the always been, the always will be. Oblivion, the fearsome cosmic leviathan. But look, back on Earth, Storm risks a swift end as well, as she faces a fearsome serpent on her own, a green anaconda, surging with the maddening effects of tainted super soldier serum, and it hungers for mutant flesh. Like, bro, you got a crazy anaconda who's out here being Captain America? This is friggin' nuts. But anyway, Captain Anaconda, yes, I should trademark that. He goes in to bite Storm, and Maggot comes out of nowhere with a swift punch. You're not exactly who I was planning on picking up tonight, mate. And I can't even lie, I kinda like this whole upgraded look with him. But needless to say, the Anaconda trips him, and Storm tells him to pace himself. He's still recovering from his fight with Juggernaut. The Anaconda tries to escape in the river, and Storm's like, "I will chase down the beast." And that she does. She says, "We do not have time for this, creature. You're cold-blooded. Go to sleep already." And you can tell by her facial expressions, she is ticked off. But let's stop right here and go back 7 days and let's just discuss how we even got to this point. Because Iron Man is sitting on her couch, and she's coming down the stairs, and Iron Man says, "You need a better security system, Aurora." And she claps back and says, "You need to stop sneaking lady friends into my sanctuary to show off my baby hippos." Iron Man, fellow Avenger or not. And he says, "Didn't think you knew about that." She goes, "It is my house." Mind you, you can tell she has the attitude because she's doing that clap. I'm not even going to get into it. We all know that clap. But Tony then says, "It's not that. It's, you don't do well with secrets. I didn't think you would learn I snuck into your home and not do anything about it." And she says, "I'm going back to bed, Tony. And yes, I have a real mattress. I don't just float in the air while I sleep." And this fool says, "That's not what T'Challa told us." Like, bro. But you can tell she's aggravated at this point. She says, "It's too early in the morning for these mind games. The last time I asked you for assistance on a mission, I gave a press release about our findings. You need my assistance now, but you're worried I will do the same thing. You want to know where I stand with keeping secrets." And Tony says, "This is where you tell me where you stand with them." And she goes, "Does it matter? I can perceive the cosmic dust radiating off of you. I presume you've tried and failed to locate Thor. I'm your last hope." And Tony says, this isn't an Avengers mission. I can't even tell you who the mission is for. So I swear, if this gets out, I'm publishing your browsing history. And if it's not scandalous enough, I'll add some maggots into the mix. Like, bro, did you just bribe to release her computer history and add someone else's? But look, Tony says, I need you in Brazil. For reasons I can't share with you. We're working with a group of mad scientists there to recreate the super soldier serum that created Captain America. The samples were lost during transit, a weather anomaly. We also lost a good man to the Amazon rainforest. We need to retrieve his remains for his family. We need to recover the samples of the serum before they fall into the wrong hands. And for some reason, I don't think they fell into the wrong hands. They fell into the wrong snake. But that's a different story. And bro, we can just see the mayhem of this storm. As he says, and we need the weather anomaly in Brazil investigated and taken care of. We've tried everything except a storm god. Now look, we are back in present time and you can tell she done fried the snake and you can still see the body inside she was supposed to retrieve. Maggot goes, you cremated the whole damn snake. Fetching the pilot's undigested cadaver for his family to bury was a major reason we took the damn job. It was a priority. And Storm just says, you kept up with my speed, yet you're not out of breath, nor is your heart rate elevated. And he goes, what does that have to do with the mission going teats up? And she goes, the creature burned to ash in an instant, but it was not my doing. Someone is here. And who do we see? Mama again. And if you guys don't know, he's the god of lightning in Australian mythology. And can I just add on, that lizard looks badass as it's releasing some smoke. And Storm says, all the air molecules around us have been replaced with solely oxygen molecules. And you can see someone's coming from the background, lightning coming from their teeth. And it's Sango, the god of thunder, lightning, and justice from Yoruba mythology. And boy, does this look badass. He blows a huge cloud of thunder out of his mouth, and Storm matches the same energy. But just then, someone else comes out of nowhere with a glowing sword and says, thanks for the opening, Brother Sango. And it's Susanoo. You know, the god of storms and seas out of Japanese mythology. Like, bro, this is getting crazy. We have 3 actual gods here attacking Storm and Maggot. Maggot goes to punch Susanoo, and my boy teleported with the swiftness. And I think he only got saved because Storm came in with some wind, because that boy was about to get sliced. But needless to say, my man's clapped his hands together and said, thunderclap. And all of a sudden, Maggot went flying. Storm said, brace yourself. I'm getting you out of here. And she sent them flying in different directions. Storm says, you know what to do. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, here comes Chak, the god of rain, thunder, and lightning from Mayan mythology. And he says, I am sorry, young one. And then a voice says, when you were a self-proclaimed storm god, what do you do when the real ones come for you? And at the same time, Chak grabs Storm by the hair out of nowhere. And he says, a storm god who retreats? Shameful. And he smashes her head first into the water and screams, God slam. And as Storm's there in tears, she remembers Dr. Voodoo saying, you, descendant of Ashake, you share blood with Agamotto, the first sorcerer supreme. What would you do if your mutant abilities were taken from you? And oh man, those eyes turn black, and all of a sudden, there's this crazy octopus-looking creature that grabs all the gods. And at the same time, her hair is still being pulled. And out the corner of her eyes, she sees Mama again coming in for a charge. She quickly reaches out for Susanoo's sword, and she cuts her own hair off while saying, from today on, sleep with your eyes wide open. And she heads back to the sanctuary in Brazil, and you can see she is pissed but looking badass. She tells Maggot, call Iron Man. Tell him his weather anomaly will soon come to an end. Tell him I will bring him the remains of the pilot, even if I have to sieve through every flake of ash in that jungle. And fetch me my armor and blade. I'm going god hunting. And someone says, storm gods in their fury. And it's friggin' Thor, who continues by saying, "But Thor must say, thee nay." And that was a crazy read. Everything from the Silver Surfer getting that cool upgrade to the 4 gods coming to attack Storm is just straight bananas. And why is Thor stopping her from taking revenge? I don't know where he comes into play. I have a feeling something bigger is going on and no one wants to talk about it yet. And man, Iron Man clearly wanted to get electrocuted because he was playing with the wrong one about the wrong things. But anyway, listen, I need you guys to go join our Patreon and support the channel. Links are in the description. Let me know your thoughts in the comment below. And don't forget to like this video to help with the YouTube algorithm. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. And until next time, thanks for kicking it with Keepin' It Comic.